This is Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine, the most listened to podcast for parents by parents.
You answer the question straight from my phone until they get you up and running there. So just tell our guests again about you and how the council got started, because I don't think they heard you the first time. So let's do that.
Good morning, and thank you for having us. I'm Ingrid Johnson. I'm the co-founder of the Council of African American Parents. We're entering our 26th year as a nonprofit, community-driven organization, and we work to empower, engage families about the importance of academic excellence, cultural affirmation, and collaboration. We started in the Diamond Bar Walnut area of Southern California, and we branched out throughout Southern California, and we also have affiliates that we work with throughout the U.S., and we're just interested in promoting American brilliance and excellence and just empowering our children to know what their legacy has been and what the expectations are.
Okay. Well, I wanted to bring that up on the screen so people could see, they can see your website right now. So I put that up there. Now, can you tell us about what age groups you serve and how the council helps Black parents and children?
I'm so excited to answer that question because this is the first year that we started our reading circle, and that's for students grades K through 3rd, and we're teaching them how to work in groups, analyze books, pick out the main story, because we find that so often the foundational skills that our kids need to work in groups and just be able to analyze information starts that early. So we have that K through 3rd grade, and we take kids really from birth until for life. Once you become a CAAP scholar, a CAAP family, you're in for life. And we promote our kids when they're at the elementary age, middle school, high school, undergraduate, graduate, and on to careers. And we have now some scholars who started in the program themselves. They've since started their own families, and now we have their children. So we're starting like a second generation of scholars that we are helping to empower and engage.
Okay. Can you tell us about some of the programs that you guys have established there? I saw some great things that children can participate in, teens as well. So can you tell us about some of your
one of our signature program is our junior senior workshop that we work with students in the 11th and 12th grade to actually prepare them for the pipeline and the competition for admissions to colleges and universities throughout the country. And we start in August, and it's a 16-week extensive program where we help students with their essays, their college searches, financial aid, scholarship. We help them become prudent consumers of higher education. Our other program that's very signature is our male program for African-American males, our mathematics program, our legacy program. And what we do with that program is take students from 7th grade on to learn math skills. They get tutoring on a weekly basis at one of our collegiate partners, the University of California, Riverside. And they meet every Saturday from 9 to 12 with tutors that look like them on skills to develop their math skills. Once they complete that program, they go on to the community college during the summer, or they take online classes to either remediate or accelerate in mathematics. And as a treat for those who get a B or better, they stay at the University of California, Irvine for 4 days free of cost and get a whole STEM information about STEM. And we know that math is the gateway to so many other opportunities, and that's why we really focus on the math. We have a PALS program, which stands for Personal Academic Learning System, which works with students from 4th grade through 12th to learn how to work in groups, how to do research, go on college tours, all those things, speak in public, develop community service projects, and so forth. And we work with them twice a month at Cal State Fullerton. And so we utilize the resources and leverage our resources with our collegiate partners, because it is that something powerful about having students be on a college campus, so they can see that that's something that is attainable and something that we very much expect.
Okay. Now, you also have, I thought I saw something about STEM program as well.
Yeah, our STEM program is our mathematical program for boys. And we take kids, STEM is the future. So all our programs do have a STEM strand in them, because we are talking to our kids about math, how we developed the first mathematical system. So they know their culture, they know their history. So they know that that's something that we developed as a people. So they are very much gravitating toward the math. But we also develop science, and we want to have them be inventors and just have unlimited possibilities in their mind and creativity of where they can go. So we are definitely promoting STEM careers, STEM majors, STEM exposure.
Okay. Now, what about anything for girls? I hear the STEM for the boys, but the big movement now seems to be like getting all the girls involved.
Right. We have a partner with the STEM Academy at UCR, and our girls are involved in that. They're also involved in the coding programs that we have. And so the reason we focus on the boys with the math program is because when we did a study 10 years ago, there were only 8 African Americans in the whole region who made it to calculus, which is a game changer in the college admissions piece. So we are working with all of our students to empower them and make them very acceptable in multi-subjects about what they need to do. We want to see success earlier with our children and motivate them to be excellent. So all of our students are exposed to STEM in some kind of way, because that's who we are as a people.
Okay. So what is your success rate with creating successful Black children?
Our success rate is very impactful, powerful. We have like a 99% 4-year college going rate. Most of our students, they see, the confidence level is there, and that's the biggest part of it, the confidence level, because we see genius in our children all the time, but they don't really get that sometime in the day-to-day school day. So when they come to us, they know their history, they know their greatness, and they know the expectation. And those 3 things make for successful children.
Right. Now, we were just talking about that a little bit before you came on. Now, please tell the audience how important it is to know about our history for our children. And then why does that make a difference?
It's key. If you know where your people have come from, you know where you can go and what you can do as a people. I think that a lot of times in schools, the history, our struggles, our challenges, our successes are not put on the radar. And so a lot of times our kids are seeing everybody else's successes and challenges and greatness, and they're not seeing their own. They don't see themselves in those narratives that you see in school. So we give them the narrative because we really feel that it is very important that our kids, they know that we built the pyramids. They know that we built the rotunda in Washington, D.C. They know about George Washington Carver. They know all the greatness of people in history, and they know that those who come before them, they stand on their shoulders, and the expectation is very great in our organization for them to exceed those accomplishments of our people.
Yes, and it's absolutely, I agree with you, absolutely key that our children know where they came from, and so that we can give them as much of a strong foundation to fight systemic racism and to know that what people say about you is not true. Now, one of the audience members said the issues is that higher education or higher ups don't care about highlighting Black and brown people in a positive light. It's a form of control. For years, Black and brown people were depicted as less. That's what they want us to be and believe. If they show that we are descended from kings and queens and greatness, they'll know we'll rise and won't accept the nonsense that's been given to us. So I do agree with that, to a full extent. Like there's systemic racism that is put in place to keep our children from rising. But your students, some of them have gone on to Ivy League schools as well, right?
Correct. We have students who have graduated from Princeton, from Harvard, from Columbia, Georgetown, all the schools on the East Coast. We've had students go attend there and have risen and have done really well in those schools. But we've also had students that have gone to HBCUs and have been very successful. We have kids that have gone to UC's public education who've done well. And it's not so much the institution, it's making sure that they are confident within themselves and have a strong foundation. Because when our kids leave our program, they know who they are, they know what is expected, and they know our greatness. And when you know you're great and it has been done before, all the lies and other people tell you, it doesn't have any significance in your life.
Right. And now, how do you guys go about educating the children, the students, on their greatness and where they came from? What kind of things do you do there?
One thing we do, we have them study the continent of Africa. They have to know all the different countries in Africa. They work in groups. They learn that working by yourself is not as powerful as working in groups. They work in teams. We have the village concept for our PALS program, where the older students team up with the younger students, serve as mentors, and working together to develop programs. We do speech contests where they, the Black History Bowl, they're participating in the Black History Bowl, where we've had championship winning teams each year in the region. That is a regional competition. We just prepare our kids every day, day to day. We have them see other professionals who may be a math teacher or may be the university president. They have greatness in their midst all the time. We've had university presidents, other, administrators come and speak to our kids about the importance of success, excellence, succeeding, and telling their life story about where they were and what some of their struggles and challenges were. They see greatness on a day-to-day basis. It's not like an anomaly. It's every day they are impacted with these people that have successful lives, that have families, that work every day, that deal with community issues and get involved. It's all about, bringing the elevator down for someone else so that they can be successful, as well. And, our colleges and universities, they recruit our students because they know that our, CAAP scholars are going to be prepared, that they're going to graduate, that they have a system of support. We don't just get rid of our kids when they graduate from high school. We stick with them and we stand by them, and we expect them to come back and talk to our younger students about what their collegiate experiences are, what their career experience has been. And it has been a great model for us.
Oh, that's fantastic. I thought I saw something on there too on your website about field trips. A field trip that some of the kids took, or?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hold on. We got some, wait, hold on. We got some interference. Let's see what happens. Signal's going wacky, I guess. Try again. Let's see. You there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, it's better now. Go ahead.
One of our cultural tours, Black Tour LA, where Dr. Tony Humber, who is a professor emeritus from Cal Poly Pomona, she takes our kids all through Los Angeles. They talk about Biddy Mason. They go to the firefighters pavilion. They go to the Watchtower. They get to know their culture and their history and the origins of African Americans in California and the world. And so that's one of our cultural tours that we take. We also go to colleges and universities all the time, and we get the whole total experience for our students so that they know how to seek out resources. They know when they get to campus to go to the Career Planning and Placement Center and get a forecast of what jobs are going to be relevant 5 years from when they enter, so that they know that they're not studying something in vain, that they're studying something that's going to be relevant when they graduate.
Right. And I saw that the parents go with the students to these
yes.
College
campuses.
campuses.
Involvement is a must. We feel that preparing our kids for greatness, educating our kids in the community, and a total parents get involved, have their and they have high kids are just great.
Okay, we may have to have you say that again. It was breaking up again at that point. Sorry. Can you say that one part again? Because that's so important about parent involvement.
Parent involvement and community engagement are key expectations of our organization. It's the core of our expectation. That's why we're called the Council of African American Parents, because unless community and parents are actively engaged and involved, our kids will not understand our struggles. They won't understand our expectation for them to be successful. We take it very seriously to have parents go on all of our trips and be engaged and be present and not just drop your kids off, but to be actively engaged in the parenting and the raising of our children, not just your children, but the whole community.
Right. Okay. So, I mean, I agree with that, being that we're a successful Black parenting magazine, and it's the sole reason we exist. We feel that, parents are a key, not the teachers that are raising the children 8 hours a day, but parents. You have to partner with the teachers to make sure that your child achieves, because some of these teachers just are not here for our kids. They just aren't. And we've had things in the news. Let me show you what one of our audience members said. They said the problem is that the majority of teachers are white women. They have zero understanding of Black history outside of the lies they've been taught. What do you say about that? Because the statistics show that statement is true. They are mostly white women. I know they're trying to recruit more teachers of color. How does that impact our children?
I agree with that 100%. And that's why I tell parents when they come to our first orientation, you are your child's first teacher. You teach your child, send them to school for confirmation of what you've taught them. Mm-hmm. We have to start being active and present in teaching our children. And cultural awareness and information and affirmation starts at home.
Absolutely. It really does. It really does. You cannot depend on others to raise your children if you want them to be successful. As a teacher, I've had parents tell me it was my problem, not their problem, when I called about their child's behavior or something like that they were doing. And I just, when that happens, I'm like, okay, now I know why I'm having problematic really obvious to me at that point when I'm dealing with parents who don't take responsibility for their children. So it's really important that we do so, if you have questions, please put them in the comments. I would love to have Ingrid answer some of your questions as well. So I just want to give you that. If you can also, I'm putting up share now. So make sure that you share the broadcast. We want to make Back Talk as popular as possible. I know we have a few bugs that we're working out with the system, sometimes with connectivity here, but I need you guys to make sure you help to make this show as popular as possible. So Ingrid, tell me a little bit more. I'm going to put your picture up too, so people will see who we're talking to, about your organization. If you can tell me a little bit about your organization, like how is this a big organization? How do you do all of these initiatives?
We're a community-based organization, and we are not a huge organization, but we're a powerful and determined organization. Mm-hmm. And we, like I said, we've been in business for 26 years. We started with less than 10 families who signed on with us, and we have expanded we have hundreds of families involved from all over the region now, who some families drive over 100 miles to be engaged in our programs on a weekly basis. So we're the Council of African American Parents. Our primary focus is education and cultural affirmation for our students and our parents as well, because we do parent workshops for our parents. And our organization is a three-pronged attack. We have academic excellence, social engagement, and cultural enrichment. And we use that over and over again so that our kids know it's not just about academics. It's not just about this. It's all, we need the total three-prong approach to be successful. And parents are very much key into it. we encounter a variety of issues that our kids are confronted with. Racism. We have kids that are coming from single parents, foster homes, just, dysfunctional families. But we feel that we have enough parents who are capable of bringing those kids along as well, because we don't want to leave anybody behind. And we want to make sure that this village approach is something that catches on all through the nation, because we can no longer just be in silos and care about our kids. We need to be concerned about all of our children and all of them being successful and all of them getting the resources and the support that they need to be successful. And we're very much into, equity issues and making sure that our schools that our kids attend are giving them those things that they need to be successful, because we see so many kids fall through the cracks. Well, they're falling through the cracks a lot of times because no one is really paying attention to what their needs are. And it's not a one-size-fits-all thing when it comes to educating and parenting a child. You can have 3 children from the same family. They all have different needs, and we need people to be able to understand they're all 3 different individuals, and they need to be treated as such, and therefore their needs are different, and the way you work with them are different. So we definitely try to get a lot of bang for our buck by collaborating with our community partners, our collegiate partners, and our corporate partners. We have some great corporate partners, Southern California Edison, Southern California Gas Company, Union Bank, U.S. Bank. These people are working with us to help make sure that some of our programs and our initiatives are really powerful. We have the Office of the President from the University of California, and, a lot of colleges, we meet on their campuses so that our kids get to see, the university, and they get to meet sometimes the president. Cal Poly Pomona has an African-American woman president, and they've met her several times, and when we go on campus there for visits, she's always available for our kids and our parents.
Well, that's great that you have that kind of community support. Now, let me ask you, have you gotten any pushback or discrimination or challenges that you've had to fight for our children?
Oh, all the time. It's a fight every day.
Okay.
But, we've gotten pretty good at it over the years. And so, we are very much advocating for our kids every day so that they can get in the AP calculus class, so that they can have a college prep course, that they're not just taking cashiering. Some schools want to put our kids in cashiering when, being a cashier is not going to be relevant 5 years from now, because if you've gone into any of the Apple stores, everything is a cashless thing where they're not even using live people to do those things. So we're trying to promote our kids to be in a rigorous college preparatory program so that they are getting a variety of skills and exposure so they can make the best decision for them, for their skill set.
Right. So let me ask you, I'm so excited about all of the things that you're doing in Southern California. Do you have any future plans to go national with the council?
Yes, that's one of our plans. But again, we're limited in terms of resources and opportunity to do this. We have no problem in working with other community-based groups in other states and other countries to give them our best practices of some of the things we've gone through to help them get to the next level. We also, are promoting our kids to be entrepreneurs, and we discuss, Black representation in distribution at the mega mergers and on Wall Street, mass manufacturing, and all those type of things. And we just, had a lot of kids interested in transportation, the transportation industry. And so we're going to be working with Metro to make sure that our kids get internships and those kind of exposures so that they can look at, careers that may not be the doctor, lawyer, engineer, but they can be in fields that are really going to be about being change agents and making a better place for people in our community.
Wow, that's great. I love the entrepreneurship component,
Mm-hmm.
Being that a businesswoman myself. So, that's really important. But I would love to see this spread all across the country. We need as many initiatives as possible. Now, let me ask you, what are you most excited about coming up? What is the thing that you're really looking forward to?
I'm most excited about our reading circle. It's just so exciting for me when I see those little kids at kindergarten, just so excited about learning. I said, geez, if we could put this in a bottle and keep this with them all through their life, we've won the battle, because they're so excited. They come prepared. They bring their books. They're sharing. They're talking about careers. They're picking stories out of the book. And people have donated tons of books to this program. We have families. We have parents whose kids have graduated who come back to help with this program because they're so excited about it. It's about activating their imaginations early and letting them know that we're serving them so they can be successful in multiple subjects. So we're planting the seeds early so that we have a harvest. We want to have a harvest amongst our kids.
No, that's perfect. That's absolutely great. We get the question often from parents, especially parents of boys, how to increase their reading levels. So that program that you're doing is one way that can happen. Do you have any advice for parents about that?
Make it exciting. Keep it relevant. You bring stories to them that they can act out or that they can share with other students about the story, the main characters. We try to have them read, Native Son and just historical kind of books and learn about different people in history. And it has been something very powerful because the boys have done well in terms of making sure that when they are together, they feel powerful because they're working together, and other scholars are going alongside them. Right.
So I love that. And so I would like to know, what does that program look like? So they come to the program and you said they bring their own books, or what do they bring?
For the reading program,
yes.
The students, we have books that have been donated, and they bring a book that they might be excited about. They're able to share the book. We also do vision boards. These young kids have all done vision boards. All of our programs, the kids do vision boards at the beginning of the year. We have vision boards. We even have parents doing vision boards because we need to start making sure that they have goals and objectives. And we let them do it in any kind of way they want. They can do it on a board or they can do it electronically, but they have to start formulating thoughts about where they want to be, what they want to do, what they think they want to do. So I think that for the reading circle, they bring books, people donate books, they get to choose books. They read a book as a group for the week, and then they talk about that book, and then they go back and everybody suggests a book that they want to focus for that month. And, for March, we focused on Women History Month. The book that they focused on was Rosa Parks. Who is Rosa Parks? Being able to know who she is. And for a kindergartner to know who Rosa Parks is and really what she did and how she started a movement, it's very incredible to see them be able to talk about Rosa Parks.
I love it. Now, you were telling me that kindergartners are making vision boards.
Yes.
That's fantastic. I would love to see these vision boards. They have to be they're absolutely wonderful. Wow. So tell us, how do parents get involved? Unfortunately, they can only get involved right now if they're in Southern California. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I invite parents to start their own initiative, just like we did when we started our organization. You just collaborate. It doesn't take a lot of people. It doesn't take a lot of resources. Just get people who are passionate, interested in about bringing about a change. And instead of complaining about conditions, start being more positive about it and thinking about where we want to be and visualizing where we could be, and just think about all the genius that we have in our country and amongst our people that have come before us, and say, why not? Why not? Why can't we do that?
Right. Be the change you want to see. So that
exactly.
I'm totally working on that myself. So absolutely. So we've come to the overtime, but we come to the end of our time for our show. I do want you to hold on after, but I'm going to put the website up here for the Council of African American Parents, .org. And you can go there and see some of their initiatives. If you know anyone in California, if you're in California, Southern California, you can also contact them directly through their website, find out what programs they have. Please spread the word about the program, because it is excellent and we really need this. You know, if you go into the schools, you'll see that our students are the ones that are often left behind. Part of it is because they are going by test scores, standardized test scores. And not everyone does well with standardized testing, and standardized isn't always standard. So I think these types of initiatives are so important to start, to push, to share. Make sure you do that. So Ingrid, I want to thank you for coming on Back Talk, the talk show for Black parents. I really appreciate you being here.
I appreciate you inviting us, and I apologize for the connectivity issues. And we look forward to coming back and sharing anytime that we can. And we do have a program coming up that is our annual end of the year program.
Okay, hold on. I think you're cycling again with your cell signal. Hold on a minute. Go ahead.
Okay. It's called Rising with Resilience, and it's Sunday, June 3rd at Cal State University Fullerton from 11 to 2. And if you go to our website, you can get information on how you can purchase tickets and attend. It's the end of the year kind of celebration for our kids from birth through work. And we this year we're going to even be recognizing one of our parents who went back to school and became a doctor. So she was so motivated by the program. She's had 4 of her kids go through the program. She said she wanted to go back to school, and she did. And she's getting her doctor of chiropractic practice soon. So she's going to be one of our honorees this year.
Oh, fantastic. I saw that you have all those awards and things like that. So it's really great to recognize people for their greatness. So they get kudos on that. Very, very good program. If you're watching, I want to tell the audience to be sure to follow us on social media. We are at Black Parenting One. Let's get that straight. Black Parenting One on most of the social media platforms out there. We were the first Black parenting magazine in the nation as a print publication. You can also find us on Twitter at Black Parenting One, Instagram, and Facebook. So until next time, we'll see you soon. And thank you guys for joining us and for your questions and comments. It's always appreciated. You guys enjoy your weekend. Have a great day.
Thanks for tuning in to Back Talk by Successful Black Parenting Magazine. We'll see you soon.